Ben, what was the biggest challenge offensively for the team tonight? You obviously know you got to come and get as much as the easiest stuff that you can against a team like Boston, but it just seemed challenging.
Missed a lot of shots we normally make, and that's been the result of the season a lot. For us, it's still remaining poised and trying to continue to get these dubs.
And then for you personally, you're busy doing a whole bunch of stuff each night, but at some point you can see the frustration that you have that your regular shots aren't going in. How do you stave that off, or is there human moments that you got to deal with?
No, I mean, it's human nature. Everybody not going to have a great game every game. It is what it is. For me, it's not losing confidence in who I am. It's not overthinking the game too much, because then you'll start making other mistakes. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where I'm just missing shots. I don't really look at it no more than that. Like, I feel like at some point the shot's gonna turn around and it's up from there.
Not only has the season been up and down, but we've seen so many games that are up and down, which I know is the nature of the NBA, but like, what happens that you look so good to start the third quarter, and then boom, they take a timeout, come right back out, and then they look that good? What do those moments turn? Is it offense? Is it other teams just making threes? What happens in those turnarounds we've seen so often?
It's a game of runs. They made a timeout to slow down our momentum, and they came out and made a momentum run.
Tyler, what was the hardest thing overall for the offense to really get going, to try to match what can happen when you have a team like that that'll fire up 50-plus threes?
Just generating good looks consistently, trying to, match their amount of three-pointers that they get up, and trying to limit their threes on the other end.
When you look at a guy like Bam, who's lifted you guys so much as a team captain, and you see him going through his struggles now, what do you guys try to do to get him going and sort of bring him back to the player we know that he is?
I don't think he's struggling, honestly. I think he's playing a great brand of basketball. He's continuing to impact the game on the defensive end. He's gotten 2 triple-doubles in the last 3 days. And he, missed shots are one thing, but like I said, he continues to find ways to impact the game. And scoring, he'll continue to, get his looks. And he's going to make his shots. He's, like you said, we know what he's capable of, so I don't think he's struggling.
We saw maybe the best of you guys at the start of the second half. You got off to that run. You pulled within 8. You were right there. What turned at that one moment? Is it just their ability to make threes like that, or did something actually turn, did you feel, in that third quarter early?
I think just a couple different plays that could have went our way. They got a couple offensive rebounds for kick-out threes, and the game went the other way.
Your view of how Jaime stepped in that space where Jimmy usually is and his impact today?
Yeah, he did a great job. He did a great job.
Obviously, there is a need when Jimmy's out to do the things that you regularly do, but then just cranking it up a little bit more. I assume mindset was get downhill as much as possible.
Yeah, when guys go down, it's our job to step up and try to fill in those gaps. Coming into this game, I knew I had to be aggressive. That was my mentality.
It was nice, I imagine, to be able to put it all together in the sense of if it wasn't going to go in, you get to the line, you're knocking them down on top of, the standard work that you're already doing.
Yeah, no, definitely trying to get to the line. Big emphasis on that. It's something that Jimmy does really well. I've just been trying to, look at that and try to be able to find my way to get to the line as well. I'm happy that I was able to get there today.
Usually, if you can make the shooting harder, because there's going to be a lot of shooting against Boston, that you got them in the space you want to, but obviously just the offense on the other end just wasn't going the way you wanted to, I imagine.
Yeah, I thought we had some great looks at the basket. Like you said, sometimes they just don't fall. They shoot a lot of threes, and it was our job to try to contest, make it difficult for them. But it's difficult, when you're not making shots on the other end. So.
You said part of the challenge for you has been just getting your legs under you with just the games you missed here and there. Where are you at right now, and what's that process been like?
It's been a process. Right now, I feel great. I'm 100%. Been doing everything I can to get my body in the best shape possible. Like you said, been a little bit of hiccups here and there when it came to my ankles. I was sick for a little bit, but all that's behind me and just looking to move forward.
What's it like when you see a teammate like Bam going through struggles? How do you guys, as teammates, try to lift your captain after your captain has lifted you guys so much?
Yeah, I mean, just tell him to keep playing his game. Just continuing to spew confidence his way. Words of encouragement. Just tell him keep going. Anything we can, because we're not gonna be who we need to be without Bam. So just continuing to feed that confidence into him, knowing that we got his back no matter what, and yeah.
Well, it's a different style. You can't mimic necessarily what they do. Yeah, they shoot a ton of threes. They get matchups, and hunt those matchups until they, get the look that they want. But they also move the ball, much better, than they have. So you have to have a lot of things, working. Offensively too, you got to put points on the board. So we missed quite a few shots inside the restricted circle. Those have to go down. You have to have a night where you're making your threes. I think we're a little fatigued from there. We're a really good 3-point shooting team. So that was a little uncharacteristic. And even with the threes that they shot, and even the threes, they made and were scrambling, you hold them under 110, you feel like on the road that should be enough to make it a possession game going down the stretch, but that just wasn't the case. We would have had to make a lot of those restricted area shots and some of those threes.
I think it was a little bit mostly because we had 4.
Well, a lot of that was some of the defensive stuff that we saw, in the first half, and then Drew gave us that spark. We were able to cut it to 6 or 8. Then they went on a 7-0 run and a 9-0 run pretty quickly. That's what they do. But we're just trying to get some better matchups and see if we could shake free, Tyler off the ball. It wasn't necessarily anything with Duncan.
I think one of the strengths of the team is the basketball IQ that we have, so we're able to understand spacing matchups.
Yeah, we need it. And, he's starting to get his legs under him. So much of this early season with him has just been in and out of the lineup. And that's not an excuse, but, he's a rhythm guy. And he was in a great place in the summer and September. So a couple minor setbacks, but, he's starting to look a lot more like himself. And, he gives us something, downhill with force, at the rim. And he's improving, with his decision making, when they bring a second defender. It's not exactly where it needs to be right now, but the more reps, I'm encouraged that that's going to get a lot better.
It's important because there's just a lot of unpredictability over the course of the season. You got to be ready to go at any time. If you're only ready to go because you're going to play, then that doesn't really help your process.
Yeah, I mean, how do you not like a lot of those restricted area shots? He's built a career, being able to make those shots and make those look easy. It's just one of those, stretches that, sometimes you can't explain. But I think, the beauty of his game is he's still able to make an impact. And, we saw that last night, his defensive impact, when he's on the floor versus off the floor, getting 20 rebounds, getting 3 games in a row where he almost had triple doubles. So he'll work his way through it.
In those situations,
I'll really, get to work on, see more ways we can help him. But tonight I liked a lot of those looks, particularly in that restricted area.
We try to do that a couple of times throughout the year when the matchups present themselves as an opportunity for us, for that advantage situation.
I think the biggest thing with him is just confidence now. And they've definitely infused confidence in him.
Played some really good positional defense as well.
Joe has infused confidence in him. His teammates have. This is an example of not something that's overnight. Everybody wants instant gratification. This guy's been grinding and working year after year, and each year he's gotten better. And then all of a sudden, he's getting to this level where he's in, 6 Man of the Year conversations. I think it's the skill set and the work ethic, that's been there, and you just continue to get better, and then all of a sudden people start to notice. All right, thank you.